Welcome back to the Pro Series Podcast, episode 192. Today's guest is John Russo. He is the National Training Manager for SKS Appliances, and it's such a great conversation. If you are not in the design community or industry at all, you're still going to love this. He talks all about this technology that they have in SKS Appliances. Some of this technology will literally blow your mind. If you're not in this industry, it's probably going to blow your mind even more than it blew my mind. I loved hearing about it. We learned a lot about John's career and how he got to SKS, all about SKS and their appliances. Seriously, let me know on if you're listening to this or watching this, comment on wherever you're listening to it and what surprised you the most about SKS, because it's such a beautiful appliance line, such a great company. I can't wait to go test it out at some showrooms near me. But I hope you enjoy this episode. But before we get into this episode, please like, subscribe, and review the Pro Series Podcast on wherever you listen to podcasts. And now I hope you enjoy episode 192 with John Russo. John, thank you so much for hopping on the Pro Series Podcast and taking some time out of your day to talk about SKS. I'm super excited about talking to you about the company.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, we talked a little off camera and how I was kind of introduced, but also I was at KBiz and walking through your booth and being part of the 30 under 30. We got the private tour, we got the whole 9 yards, and being able to look at your product, and that was like my very first time of really seeing the product in person, and it's amazing. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great product. I mean, we had such a great KBiz event. I think there was 124,000 people there this year. So it was a great attendance.
It just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year.
I know.
It's insane.
So we got some really good advertising from that whole event too. We got like about, I think it was like 60% share of voice from that KBiz this year, which is incredible.
Well, your booth was insane, and it drew everybody's eye. Everybody wanted to walk through it.
Yeah, it was great. It was so fun.
I think that's the one thing about that trade show. If you close in your booth at all, it invites or it defers people into not wanting to go into it. But you guys had it open from like all angles, and everybody wanted to walk through it. And I think that was perfectly designed on your end.
Yep. We got a lot of good feedback from it. So next year, we'll see what happens next year, man. Might be even crazier.
Oh, I hope so. Well, I want to get into, John, what do you do for SKS? What is your position, and like what do you do for the company?
So I'm the national training manager. So I was in sales for about 3.5 years with SKS. I was with some other manufacturers in the past for about 16 plus years before that. And then I became national training manager this year. So it's been really, really cool experience so far.
So what does that look like to you? Do you have customers flying into your showroom to show them how the product works? Are you flying out to them?
Yeah, so we have 3 showrooms, actually 2 showrooms. We're going to have a third one. I'll tell you about that in a second. But we have our Napa showroom in Napa, California.
Ooh.
And then we have our Skyline showroom here in New Jersey. And I'm in that right now. You can actually see the SKS sign behind me. We entertain, a lot of guests here throughout the year. I think thousands of guests have been here throughout the last 4 or 5 years already. And we do a lot of trainings for designers, architects, and salespeople and builders also. And so I mainly work out of the Skyline showroom here, which is in our North American headquarters for LG. So it's a really cool facility, and it's like just a true eye-opener for the innovation that LG offers to the world, pretty much. I mean, this is the North American headquarters here that covers Mexico and Canada.
Okay.
And we also have our SKS Skyline showroom here also, where we entertain and do trainings as well. So really cool.
So cool.
And then we're going to have a third center that's opening up in Chicago. So at the Mart in Chicago, and that's going to be later this year. Probably you're looking at about September when we open that. So that's going to be coming in the future.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You need to get one out in here in Pittsburgh.
I know.
It's probably like low on the totem pole, though.
I know. That's all right. We'll put them all over the place if we could, man.
Hey, it's the best way to show product. I mean, appliances are one of those things that it seems like they're all the same until you actually start using them. So, like, having an interactive showroom is a must, in my opinion, for appliances. You have to be able to show people what else they could do and what differs from company to company.
Yep, and it's really like it's such a great tool because you could hear about a brand, you can talk about a brand, know all the features, see them online, you can see the websites, you can hear someone train you virtually, but once you're in front of the product and cooking on the product, like you really like have this moment with the product that you're able to really reproduce when you talk to other people about it. So it's such a special situation when you can have a group here training on the product and really working with it and seeing it
Yeah.
work.
It's such a cool
So
thing.
mhm.
And your position is so, I mean, you guys, you switch positions, but sales is kind of you're training customers all the time. So it was kind of was it an easy segue into the new position?
It was pretty easy because I
Okay.
was I was always being picked to do a lot of trainings out in the market already. So it was kind of easy for me. And I always like gravitated to trainings. I was always the guy that, made the PowerPoint presentations for my market. And I would go in and have sales meetings with the owners of stores. And I'd whip out my computer and I'd have my PowerPoint presentations and I would go through a whole bunch of stuff. Some owners of the stores like that, some didn't.
Yeah.
So but I was really like big on training because it's important. Like
It
it's
is.
you're really teaching someone about the brand and the product, and really your communication is so important because if you miss certain things or if you don't frame it correctly, then you're not going to get that same response or that same quality of the content.
Oh, 100%. I think it's like buying a car. There's so many car brands out there, but they all do something different and they might be fit someone so much better. And it's the easiest way to kind of like describe an appliance. I mean,
Yep.
some of these appliances nowadays are absolutely insane of what they could do, the capabilities.
Yep.
So get into SKS. So it's the parent company's LG. When did SKS come about?
So SKS started in 2017.
Okay.
So 2017, what happened was LG wanted to be in the luxury market, and they wanted to produce product that was in the luxury market. And they're gonna actually buy out another brand that was looking to sell their business, and that fell through. And they said, you know what, we want to make our own product. We want to make our own luxury product with pro appearance that had the latest and greatest features that no one else can do. And they said, we're going to use our innovative engineers and our assets that we have, and we're going to build amazing technological luxury product. And that's what they did back in 2017. So, and it was pretty cool because some of the first product they came out with was like the built-in sous vide on the top of the stove top. And the market was like, what? Like they're making a sous vide bath on the top of a pro range? Like no one has that. So they started making product that was like first and only that no one else offered in the market. And it was really like just a cool way to enter the market, just spinning heads and turning heads.
Yeah.
So really cool.
It's weird because you say 2017. I graduated college in 2017 when I started kitchen and bath design, and I've always known SKS. So when I asked that question, I really didn't know because it's always been part of my career.
Yeah.
But looking at, and I'm going to compare it to cars again. And a lot of the times when companies come out with like another brand off of their brand, you could tell that brand is part of that brand. Like it's like a GMC and a Chevy. You
Yep.
really can't tell with an SKS. It really does look like you completely started a new company and went to complete luxury.
Yeah, we took it to a whole new level with the appearance. I mean, you don't see these pro ranges in the other brands of LG. You just don't. And you
Yeah,
don't see some of these built-in refrigerators like you'll see in the other brands. You just won't see that in the other brands of LG at least.
yeah,
So SKS really really takes it to a whole nother level with the design. But you were talking about the car companies, and it's actually really interesting when like talking about this whole LG story, right? The whole bigger picture of LG. LG is a huge technology company. So when you look at like the display side of the business, like LG makes billboards, LG makes those big screens that when you go to like a fast food restaurant, you see that big display screen. They make ATM machine screens. They make so many screens out there, but they also make the screens for luxury vehicles also.
oh,
So when you look at Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, and you look at GM car brands,
Yeah.
and you look at those dashboard controls, those are LG technology controls that are on there. So those same control panels and that same type of display technology is what we use in our wall ovens and our cooktops and our ranges as well, which is pretty cool.
I
So that's
did
where
not know that.
so the overall LG like umbrella of innovation, because they're making the product for Signature Kitchen Suite, like it just adds so much technology to it and such ease of use that you find in the market already.
I didn't
It's
even
really
know.
cool.
I did not know that. And I know all my tech. We had an event at a smart home company here in Pittsburgh a couple months ago, and he said to us, "LG OLED screens are the best. They're like the
Yep.
best in the market for TVs." So
Yep.
you guys are using those things for wall ovens and stuff. That's like top of the line right there.
Yeah. And you look at smartphones too, like Apple phones, like they use the OLED screens on those phones. Like
Yeah,
there's incredible amount of suppliers that use our technology in their products. It's really cool. And
yeah,
the fact that we're able to make our own control panels also allows us to do like the ThinQ app, which you've probably heard about, the ThinQ app, where
yep.
you can control your product and all that stuff. You could do some really cool things with that also. So
Talk a little bit about that. I do know about it, but let's see if there's probably someone listening it doesn't.
so the ThinQ app is where you can connect to all the product in your kitchen and you can control certain things. So if you had, let's say you had a wine fridge, we have wine refrigeration that has like 3 zones, right? So you could stand in front of the wine unit, pull out your phone, and you can click the middle zone and change the temperature without opening up the refrigerator. So you can control all different parts of your refrigeration, your cooking. You could do a remote start on a wall oven if you wanted to. You can tell the burner will tell you when the timer is up on the burner. Like there's so many different controls on it. It's really cool. But not only that, but you could future proof your product too. So if you bought, let's say you bought a range from last year, a pro range from last year, and now you want to update to the latest features that we offer, you can update the control panel with our future proof feature on the ThinQ app. And then it goes even further than that, where you can do service through your phone also. So you can contact service, you get proactive customer care, and you could even smart diagnose your whole kitchen with the ThinQ app. So you don't even need to call a service person to come in to check your product. You could do it on your phone because we control all the technology in our product, which is like you just don't see that in the industry. It's just incredible to see the assets and the innovation involved. It's incredible.
Yeah, and that speaks a lot because there's so many cars, appliances, anything like a little computer chip that controls the whole entire thing. They might
Mm-hmm.
be getting from their competitor,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, why can't you just make it all in one in house? Make it yourself, be in control of it.
Yeah.
You guys have it handled.
Like if there's something going on, like we know what's going on. We could fix whatever it is that's happening with the machine. It's really cool. Like for builders, if you have a builder that buys a building and they have, multiple kitchens in a building and they're also in charge of property management, they can actually go to that apartment, select all the product in the apartment, do the smart diagnosis, and they don't need service to come and check everything, and the next person can move in. It's like
That's genius.
it's really cool stuff. Like they're working on some really cool stuff I can't tell you about, but there's some really cool stuff they're working on with ThinQ app as well.
What is the newest thing that has been released that you can talk about?
So the newest thing, we're coming out with our 36-inch Pro induction range, which is pretty
Okay.
cool. So that's going to be coming out later this year. I think about 2-3 months from now. But it's really just a beautiful piece. 36-inch Pro range. We have a 6.3 cubic foot oven with steam assist in it.
Oh, okay.
So we have steam assist in that Pro range, which is I think an industry exclusive with the induction ranges. And then also a 7,000 watt element on the top of it also, which is the highest power element in the industry, which is another thing. So we're trying to hit a double barrel with our induction Pro range. So really cool.
Are you seeing the market move more towards deduction?
We're seeing like certain areas. I mean, I know there was a government mandate for that, and
Yeah.
then it kind of went away a little bit. So
Hmm.
there was a big initiative for it, and then that kind of like I guess put the brakes on it a little bit. There's still a lot of gas product out there, but there is still a lot of people that are looking at induction because of the high power that you can get out of it, the ease of cleaning, the safety reasons for it. So there is. I mean, there's going to be. I think there's always going to be demand for both types of fuels out there in the market.
Yeah.
But people look for induction for certain reasons, and they look for gas for certain reasons. So we do offer models that have both induction and gas on the top. On our pro ranges, we offer the sous vide, gas, and induction on our pro range tops and our pro ranges, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. I was
So it
always
gives someone like the best of both worlds, you know.
Yeah, I was
So
always so against induction up until a couple years ago and realized how much even your food cooks
mhm.
on the pans. Because I was so used to gas my whole life.
It's really like it's so responsive too.
Yeah.
Like when you have it on, like someone was telling us during one of the trainings, he said he has induction and he makes a special chicken marsala recipe and he puts it on five and lets it sit on five and it cooks it perfect every time because he knows exactly where to put it on the induction. So like he figured out the exact temperature for it. So with gas, you really got to sit there and like kind of figure out, look at the flame and find out. But with the induction, you press five, like that's it. You're at five, man. Like you're controlling it pretty well, you know?
Oh, yeah. I think
So
gas will always be there, but I think induction's the future.
yeah, I like both, you know?
Yeah.
I'll take both. The one thing we offer with SKS, which is really cool, is we have a cookware performance indicator on our induction, which is amazing. So it's another technology thing. So you could buy cookware from, let's say you go to one of the stores, you find induction cookware. They all say induction,
Okay.
but not all induction pans have the same percentage of iron content or cookability with induction. So if you bring a magnet to the store and you put it on different cookware, the magnet could stick hard on one of them. It could slide off another one. It could, not all of them are the same. So our cooktops, you're able to do a performance indicator on it to test your cookware to find out the iron content of your cookware, which is unbelievable.
That is.
It's really cool. So certain pots and pans might be 90%, might be 80% iron content, and might be 60. And then you're wondering why the thing is buzzing and making noise and not heating up right. So when you check it again or you find a new way of cooking with new cookware, you could test it. And if it's 90%, then you're going to get like the best performance out of it. So it really ensures that the client that's using our cooktop is going to get the best performance on our cooktop.
That's so funny you mentioned that because I was at dinner at my parents' house last night actually, and they have an induction. And the one pot set that they got, the one pot's not working. And I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
I wonder if like the manufacturer of that pot, just like that one, just the induction, the magnet or whatever is not working in it.
Yeah.
You could have easily tested on your stuff.
Yeah, you could bring it to one of the stores that has this cooktop live and you
That
could
is so
test it.
cool. That is
So
so cool.
it's really cool stuff.
How about with
I'm
aesthetics of your appliance? I feel like that's become such a huge thing nowadays, especially with the design world.
Yeah, definitely. So aesthetics. So we have two different types of appearances on our products. So we have the pro appearance,
Okay.
which is like it's like our bright stainless steel, tubular handles, that like robust appearance, that really like shiny. Like you walk into someone's kitchen and you see like these are my pro appliances, and you can see them as soon as you walk in, you know. And so we have that whole pro side of the business. So we have the pro appliances. Then we have our transitional series, which is a new series that we released at the end of the year last year. And the transitional series is like a satin stainless steel with a linear handle instead of that pro handle, the bright stainless steel. It's more of a subtle stainless steel with a satin stainless steel and a linear handle on it, where it really takes the backstage from the kitchen and lets the designer and their cabinetry and their artwork really take the front seat of the kitchen, you know?
Yeah.
So when you walk into a transitional kitchen, it's like, wow, beautiful cabinetry. Oh, that's a beautiful design. So like the designers love that when they have transitional appearances that they could work with. And it's like that satin, subtle stainless steel that's kind of taking the back seat, the backstage a little bit. And then it makes the cabinetry just stand out a lot. It's beautiful, man. But the pro appearance is nice too. If a consumer wants that pro, hey, these are my appliances, these are my pro appliances, like there's also a place for that also. So we offer those two different contrasting appearances of our product.
Jeez. Well, I need to go
Really
see
cool.
those. I think I've only seen the Pro in person. That I can remember. Obviously, the booth at Caba's was so crowded. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the whole thing, but I'm sure I saw that and just not remembering now. But when it comes to your demos that you're doing with, salespeople and stuff, what is the most mind-blowing feature that you show them that they're every single time it gets every single designer or whoever you're training just blows their mind?
It's really the story of AI. You know, whenever you turn on the news anywhere, you turn on any channel, any magazine, you're going to see AI somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It's like the biggest thing now. We incorporated AI into our wall ovens. So our transitional wall ovens have a camera built into the door on the inside of the oven, and it looks into the oven, and whatever you put in there, AI will generate what the mode of cooking is for that product that you put in the oven. So it reads whatever you put in the oven. If you put asparagus in there, it's going to read asparagus and it'll set the oven automatically on the top for asparagus. And it'll give you some options for whatever you put in there to cook asparagus or whatever type of meat or whatever vegetable you put in there.
That's
Really,
insane.
really, really cool. So we use AI in our product to really, indicate what you put in the oven. And
Wow.
then it takes it a step further because since it has the camera, we usually use cameras for pictures and stuff, right? I mean, that's the
Yeah.
normal use for it, not really for, AI. But so it sends you a time lapse video of whatever you cooked in there on top of that. And you could share that with friends or family or social media. And then you can also view the inside of your oven from like the backyard or somewhere else in the house, like through the ThinQ app. So if you were like Thanksgiving, you could sit there and have like a turkey in the oven. You could hang out with your family, drink some wine at the dinner table, and have your phone there and watch the inside of the oven
That's
while your
insane.
turkey's cooking.
That's
It's
insane.
like it's so cool. And think about someone that has kids that are playing outside in the backyard and you're sitting in the kitchen trying to cook a big meal or whatever. The kids are going crazy in the backyard and you're wondering what's going on. Now you can hang out with your kids, play with your kids, have the ThinQ app up and watch and make sure everything's all right in the oven.
That's
Really, really
insane.
cool. Yep.
With the AI feature, does it tell you when food's supposed to be done or does it set a timer or anything?
It sets the natural timer on the machine for it. So it really just does the indication of what you put in there, gives you cooking recipes and gives you the amount of time that it should be in there for too. And then it
That's
sets it for a certain
awesome.
amount of time. It's really
That's
cool stuff.
one big
It's like
topic.
next level.
It really is. One big
Mhm.
topic in design the past probably year and a half was designing for age, like for a client for as they get older. And this takes
Mhm.
that second guessing out of it because a lot of people are worried about are they going to leave a stove turned on for too long? Or are they going to put something in the oven for too long and just forget a
Yeah.
timer or something? And this really helps, like maybe a caretaker or something, kind of second guess and kind of take care of them without kind of being there, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's like you can really like it takes the ease of cooking and makes it super
Yeah.
simple. Like we also have auto cook features where you put the probe into the meat or the proteins that you're going to cook, and then you can set auto cook. You could pick the doneness of the meat that you want to cook, and it'll cook it to perfection. And when it's done and cooked to perfection, it'll stop.
Jeez.
So it like takes the guesswork out of everything. You just it's all like I could become a master chef on our product. I cook. I mean, I cook a little bit, but I would be a better cook, I think, if I had SKS product because it does all these cool features that really help me out and help me become a better chef at home. You know,
No one could say that
it's
they're a
incredible.
bad cook anymore. There's no reason to
It's
say it.
There's no reason. There isn't. I mean, we had so this is a cool story. We had a cooking demonstration when I was in sales in the market. We had a cooking demonstration at one of the stores, and
Okay.
they said, "Hey, we need a chef to come to one of the stores to do a little demo for everyone." There was no chef available, so they called me. They said, "John, we need you to go over there. You're going to have to be the guy." So I put an apron on with the SKS logo on it. I went into the store, and the chef told me, he said sous vide this pork tenderloin or this beef tenderloin. I forgot which one it was. And, put the rub on it, vacuum seal it, put it in the sous vide bath, and then just sear it and cut it and serve it. So I did that. I sous vide it for a specific amount of time at a specific temperature. I took it out, I seared it, I cut it. We put it on a couple of pieces of like those little like pieces of bread or whatever,
Okay.
like Italian bread cut up in slices or whatever.
Okay.
We served it. People went crazy, and they kept asking us, like, "What restaurant are you guys from? I gotta go there. That steak was amazing." They kept coming back for more, and I was like, "I'm just a sales rep. Like, I'm not the chef. Like, I was just following a recipe." So, like, even I got this big like this big blessing from people because for being this great chef. And here I was, a sales guy that was just following a few instructions and cooking on our product. So think of what the hero could be at home, like someone that has SKS product that could cook with these cool features and produce incredible food every time they cook at home. It's incredible. You're making a home chef into like a master chef with some of the product when it cooks so precise.
Oh yeah.
So
And
really cool.
being precise is the key because I've heard so many people say, "Oh, I made the recipe exactly the way you told me, but it doesn't come out the same way." But it's because they
Yep.
have a gas stove or a gas oven and it just temperatures fluctuate and it's just not precise anymore or it wasn't precise. Nowadays,
Yeah.
it's exact.
It's exact. And that sous vide bath is so cool. You can do so much with that.
Yeah, I don't know
Not
anything about that. That is so
you
cool.
Yeah, you got to look into it. If you go onto our website, you'll see a lot of like pictures of the different models we offer, and we have that sous vide range with it's like a water bath. You open the top up, and you can see like a bath in there. You can put water in there, and then you vacuum seal meats or vegetables. You put it in there for a specific temperature, specific amount of time. You take it out, you sear it, and it's perfectly cooked all the way through, evenly too, it's just incredible.
That's
So,
insane. Well,
but
well, John, I want to finish on where people can follow SKS on social media and the website, and just kind of go from there.
yeah, so you can go to our Instagram. We have our Instagram. It's SKS Appliances on Instagram. We also
Okay,
have our website too.
cool.
And you can get a lot of information on the product there. We do have some great rebates in the market too, where you can get up to 15% cash back on a package of SKS. If you're a designer, we also offer designer partner programs where you'll get an incentive for designing certain products into your kitchen packages. So we have an incentive program for designers. We also have a builder program where builders, designers, and architects can get a 25% discount on the product for their clients or for their, if they're going to buy it or if they want to have their clients buy it, either way for the program. So really, really
Pretty
cool.
awesome. That is pretty awesome. I'll put all that in the description of the podcast and on social media as well.
And just one more thing too, we
Yeah.
we do have 3-year warranty on all of our products. We believe heavily in the quality of our product, and we give everyone a 3-year warranty off the bat with no special installations or anything like that. You get 3-year warranty on every SKS piece that's in the market. So
Yeah, but it
that's
gives you a
pretty
nice
cool.
peace of mind, especially when you're building a house and you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about the appliances.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we do offer concierge service on all of our products throughout the whole country. So that's another thing as well. We have concierge dedicated SKS service in case something does, happen in the future, or if you break the glass in the oven or something like that, you need someone to take care of it. Cooking too much or drop the turkey or whatever.
Oh, this is an
So
in-person service.
yeah, we have a
Oh,
dedicated
wow.
concierge service that has a truck with an SKS logo on the
No
side. The guy
way.
that's in the market. So we have a lot of markets throughout the country that have dedicated service, but we also have LG factory service throughout the country that services SKS product as well. So
That's cool. That's
yeah,
unheard of.
we really take care of the consumer in a lot of ways. So we try to keep our product going well in the market.
Yeah, it's you
So
have to keep up with it. Awesome. Well, John, thank you so much for your time for today, and I can't wait to get this one out.
yeah, it's really cool. It's great meeting you, man. I look forward to doing a little more stuff with you. Let me know when you're ever in New Jersey or something, or you go to Napa or something. Let me know. We'll get together, man.
Absolutely.